Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to
Oh, you didn't know?
with Tony Reavis.
What up, everybody? If you don't know, I am Tony Reavis, and welcome back to Oh, You Didn't Know with me, Tony Reavis. Yes, we're back. Episode 6. We've been doing this for 6 weeks now. Man, that is crazy. Feels like we just started doing this. Well, I mean, we did, but it's been a month and a half. Still going strong. Man, thank you for listening. Thank you for staying tuned. This is awesome, to still be doing this. I want to do this. I always want to do it. So, episode 6, we're back. So glad to be back. I hope you guys had an awesome week. I've been chilling. I haven't been doing much. Just been, staying busy, doing videos, getting videos ready. Because I haven't been putting out a lot of YouTube videos, gaming videos and stuff. Because I had them all backlogged. I got busy, ran out of footage. So I've been kind of getting ready, backlogging footage again. So, there will be stuff soon. I've been doing about one video a week aside from the podcast the last few weeks. But soon it'll be, close to daily again. So stay tuned for that. But I'm back. What's going on with you guys? There's not much else going on with me. Just hanging out. But I'm excited to be back. I got an awesome interview to share with you guys today. She's a friend of mine. She's an amazing dancer here in Los Angeles. Part of an amazing dance company in Los Angeles. Her name is Coleman. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's awesome to hear her story. How she started dancing when she was young is crazy. Crazy story. I love stuff like that. I love crazy stories because you never know what's going to happen. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes it can be something so weird that happens that causes something else to happen, which you wouldn't think those two things would be connected, but it's crazy how they are. So she has a great story about that, which is awesome. So make sure you check that interview out here. For me, what's been going on? Not a whole lot. Here's something. Something I want to be very transparent about and I want to be open about because I think it'll help me in my journey of what I'm doing. I am trying to get in better shape, right? I think we all should, get in better shape, but a little too many cheeseburgers, not enough moving around, so I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to get in better shape. I'm probably in the worst shape I've ever been in my life. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to get back and be a lean, mean fight machine. So I'm trying something new. All right. I've tried so many things over the years, different things that has been, I've gotten in good shape and then I've lost it. I got back in good shape and then I've lost it. It's been a real struggle for me, as I know it is for a lot of people. But I'm trying something new, something that has worked for a lot of people. It's something really, really cool. It's called DDP Yoga. Okay, DDP Yoga. I'm trying it. I know what you're thinking, Tony, yoga. Yeah, this is not your mama's yoga, as the slogan goes. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, created this yoga program. He's someone that he said he would never be caught dead doing yoga, and he created this yoga program, and it's been great for so many people. Diamond Dallas Page is a former wrestler. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. And he created this program to elongate his career. He's helped the careers of other wrestlers who thought they had to be out of the ring for good. And through his program have gotten into healthy shape where they, can climb back into the ring. He's helped countless people lose tons of weight and get in shape. His most famous story is a former paratrooper who had braces on his legs and he was way overweight and he could only walk with crutches. The doctors told him he would never be able to walk unassisted again. After doing DDP yoga for a few months, he's doing headstands and it's incredible. So I'm giving it a shot. I'm trying this DDP yoga. I want to be open about it on this podcast, about my journey to try to, get in shape, lose some weight. I think it'll help keep me honest if I talk about it every week here with you guys. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just got it, so I'm in my first week. So next week, I'll give you an update to see how I'm feeling about it, how it's going. It's awesome. Diamond Dallas Page. Dallas is an incredible person. He just wants to help people, and he wants to keep people accountable, and he's truly doing this to help. And what's awesome is this guy is, again, a WWE Hall of Famer. All right. He was a wrestler. He's famous. He's been in movies. He's, this big, he has the opportunity to be this big egotistical person, and he's not. Even a little person like me, someone he's never met before in his life, who, has not made a scratch on this earth of any importance yet. You know what I mean? I am still someone that he cares about enough where, I posted on Twitter to say, oh, I'm doing DDP yoga. And he like within hours, right, responded to my tweet, tweeted me back words of encouragement, followed me on Twitter, and said, if I need anything, to reach out to him. This is someone who, thousands of people follow. And he still reached out to do that. I think that's super cool. It's super awesome. I love the yoga, because I'm not super into yoga, but it's very different yoga. It's about dynamic resistance to help your muscles. So you don't need weights, but you still get your heart pumping. I'm really excited to do it. Diamond Dallas Page, he's awesome. Dallas, thank you for the words. I know you'll never hear this, but hey, who knows? Thank you for the words of encouragement and making, every person that you help, feel special. It was awesome to see. It really got me geared up because I was excited to get started. And then having him respond to me directly really, really got me excited. So I'm excited to get started on it. I've done a few workouts so far, and they really get me sweating. And, it's fun stuff. And I'm excited. So I'll keep sharing with you, week to week how I'm doing. I know it's not going to be easy. I'll fall down, but I'll get back up, and hopefully talking about it with you guys will keep me on the path. You know what I mean? So again, that's DDP Yoga. If anyone's interested, you could check it out online and look at the videos about it. It's really amazing stuff. I'll let you know. So far, I recommend it so far. And hopefully it'll work for me, and I can really, really recommend it. But as of now, it's been a good time, and it's been good. I feel good. I'm getting more flexibility already. So I'll keep you posted on that. So DDP Yoga, I'm excited. But that's one thing going on the personal side of everything. I've been more focused on making sure that I stay focused on my goals, whether it's personal goals, whether it's professional goals, everything like that, and I recently wrote down my goals because I think it's important to, write your goals down, have them, tangible on a physical form. So I wrote them on a piece of paper. I have them on my desk so I can look at them all the time and stay focused on them. And I think that's important. And they change every day. Sometimes you can have a goal that doesn't, it's not a goal anymore. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't need that. Or there's something that's like, oh, I want to add this to the list, or I want to adjust it. And that's fine. I just think it's important. If you have goals, if you want something, write it down, make it tangible, and go after it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Just got real on you guys for a bit. Just got real. We got to get real sometimes. But what else? What else is going on? Fantasy football. I guess I've been doing that the last few weeks. I lost again. I had a really great week, though. My team was awesome, still lost. And then in my second league that I'm in, my team's bad, and I haven't won yet either. So I have not won a game of fantasy football all year in both leagues. It's brutal. It's a rough time. It's making Sundays not fun, which is not good. That's very counterproductive of what fantasy football should be. It should make Sundays more fun, make you more excited to watch football, and it's not. It's taking it away. And I know everyone else is up in arms about other things of why not to watch football, and I don't want to get into that because that's all I see when I get on social media. But fantasy football's kicking my butt. But I still have faith in my team in the league that I really care about. I've been playing well. I've just been getting unlucky that I'm playing other people who are doing even better. So I know I'll pull it out. My team is doing well. Hopefully next week I'll be able to tell you that we won a week. Hopefully. What I won't be able to tell you is that the Mariners did anything because they're eliminated again. Another year without the postseason. Man. The Mariners have not gone to the playoffs since 2001. Some of you listening to this weren't even born yet. Jeez, that is, breaks my heart. They're so fun to watch, and it's like this season. Like I'm disappointed because I think they're a really good team. They were destroyed by injuries. Underperformed sometimes. Sometimes they showed brilliance in stretches, and it's just like, man, they could be so good. This could have been a good year, and just it didn't work out. But I had fun watching them. That's baseball. You know what? That is baseball. That's the beauty of it. Look at the Minnesota Twins, who are on their way to the postseason. They lost 103 games last year. We're one of the worst teams, and this year they're in the playoffs. So that could happen any year. Just it hasn't been our time. We haven't done it. And people get up in arms like, we have the longest playoff drought. Yeah, but that's only because other teams went to the playoffs like last year who hadn't been in like 20 years. So we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. I'm already looking forward to 2018, but man, we got to get to that postseason soon. We have to. 2001 was so long ago, and that was a disappointing year because we broke the wins record and didn't even make the World Series. Man, the Mariners, I am a ride or die with the Mariners, and it hurts sometimes, but I keep the faith, I keep the faith. What else, guys? What else? You feel, I feel like I should come more prepared to these opening segments, but sometimes I just like to talk to you guys, and even though you're not there to talk back, I just speak my mind. What else is going on? I'm trying to read more. That's one thing that I'm focused on. It's one of my goals. I'm trying to read more. I'm really into, I've said this before. I'm really into books right now, like that are about like creativity and harnessing your creativity and motivation and stuff like that. I want to start a book club. I want people in the club. We all read the same book, and this doesn't have to be like one of these motivational books. It can be a fiction book. It can be whatever. I want to be able to read a book together, on our own time. On our own time. But read it and then come together and talk about it. I haven't been in a book club since I was a kid, since like school. I think it'd be fun because, you're not forced to read anymore. No one likes to be forced to read. But, I like to read when I'm not forced. So maybe I'll start. Who wants to start a book club, guys? Hit me up if you want to start a book club. Let's do it. Let's read books, right? I'm so bad at that. Like I talked about last week with, as an actor, I'm bad at watching new stuff. Or maybe it was a few weeks ago. I don't know. But I'm bad at watching like new television, bad at watching new things. And I'm the same. Like as an actor, you need to read more. You need to read a lot. And I don't read enough. Just not enough hours in the day. I try to, there's nights where I'm up until 4 and then I got to be at work in the morning. And it's like, get home and try to be productive, but I'm exhausted. It's tough. And then I got yoga to do, and it's tough. But that's why, if you're motivated and you want something, you go after it, right? And it's fun. It's fun. Even when I'm exhausted and I'm tired, when I'm doing stuff that I want to do, and, long nights and early mornings, I'm doing what I want to do. End of the day, I'm living my dreams, and I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So I hope you are too. I hope you're all doing something that you enjoy. I can't imagine waking up every day doing something that I hated. So I really hope that whatever it is you do, whether you're a veterinarian or a doctor or, performer, artist, I hope you love it. I hope you love what you do. And I hope you love waking up every day. And there's always something that can get you going. If it's not your career, hobbies, family, life, there's always something that can get you going. So let's see. I'm going to wrap it up here in this opening segment and get ready for my interview with Miss Kate Coleman. Awesome interview. She's an awesome, beautiful person. So make sure you guys check that out. She's got a lot of upcoming dates with her dance company for shows that she's in. She's an awesome dancer. The companies are amazing. So I make sure that you check that out. There'll be a link to her website down in the description of this, whether you're watching on YouTube or SoundCloud or on iTunes, whatever. There'll be a link to her website where you can stay tuned to her. So listen to this interview, get to know Miss Kate Coleman a little bit. We talk about a lot of cool things, how she started dancing. Again, it's crazy how she got started in it. We talk about her Disneyland obsession. Makes me jealous every day I see her at Disneyland. We'll talk about all that, and we'll talk about what she's got coming up in the future. You're definitely going to want to check her out. So stay tuned for that. Then, of course, after that, lovely conversation with my mother. Keep sending those questions my way that I'll ask her. You can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I am Tony Reavis. Make sure you go to the YouTube page. If you're watching it on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/iamTonyReavis. Or if you're on SoundCloud, or if you're listening on iTunes, make sure you subscribe so you know when the new episodes are out. Go ahead and rate and review. Give us a nice little review. Say how much you love the podcast. Give us 5 stars. Really helps out. Helps with the visibility. Make sure you do all that good stuff. Really appreciate you, fam. Hope you guys are having a good one. We'll be right back with our interview with Kate Coleman. Stay tuned.
Oh, you didn't know?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. I have an amazing guest with me this week. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kate Coleman.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
You walked in with a broken foot.
I did.
Yeah, what's that about? How'd you do that?
I was on set for a Justin Bieber music video, and the lead actor got pushed by the other lead actor on purpose, but he fell with a lot of intention and fell right into my foot and stepped on me, and he's 6'4",
Jeez.
in disco heels.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not a good time, but
how bad is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen anyone about it yet.
Oh, you're just kind of winging it.
I got a full month of dancing, and then come the first week of October, I'm gonna go hang out.
So you must have pretty high pain tolerance. You're just gritting through it.
Just doing it.
Jeez. Okay. Well, yeah. So if you hadn't gathered from that, she is an amazing dancer. She's been globetrotting all over the world, doing dance and stuff like that. So we'll get into all that stuff. But first, let's go back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Michigan, but moved to Illinois, northern Illinois, kind of near Chicago, before I even remember. So grew up in Chicago in the northwest suburbs, and started dancing when I broke my leg on a tunnel slide, and I was in a full cast.
Jeez, you need to be in a bubble or what?
I do need to be in a bubble. Broke my femur and ended up not remembering how to walk because I was only 2.5. So just that motor skill just didn't carry through the months in a cast. And so they were like, put her in dance for some physical therapy. And my mom did. And she was like, you would not take your Minnie Mouse tutu off. There was pizza stains all over it. You wouldn't let me wash it. You were a dancer. That was it. That was the end of it.
That's quite an origin story.
Yeah.
That's man. You break your leg and you're like, oh, what a bummer, but look how it turned out.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Chicago, right on. I haven't been to Chicago, but I have some family from Illinois.
Okay.
And there's a high school in Illinois named after my last name.
Oh, really?
But I think they say Reavis High School, and we go by Reavis.
So it's a little
pronunciation. But so I have family from there, my dad's family's from there. So I wonder if we're attached somehow. And then what was even weirder is one of my teachers from high school went to that high school.
Oh, that's weird.
So when my oldest brother, the first Reavis, got to the high school, he was like, well, that's weird,
Yeah.
Cool. So how was it growing up in Chicago?
It was great. I danced kind of all over the city, took ballet classes at Ruth Page, which is a big old ballet school there, and kind of was a bunhead for a little while, and did contemporary work with a pre-professional company for a very long time. And it was pretty amazing just kind of being in a city that is so close to the arts and has so much to offer. There was always something in Chicago that I hadn't done yet. So it was like, oh, I can go take class from this person or that person. It wasn't like, oh, I'm in the Midwest and there's a cornfield to my left. And and so there is always opportunity to expand my horizons and kind of improve in other areas, which was really cool.
So how long have you been dancing? So you broke your leg when you were like 2.5.
2.5. So it's been, I'm going to be 23 on October 1st. And
it's coming up?
Yeah, it is.
Wait,
it'll be 20 years. It's that's a long time.
That is a long time.
It's 2 decades. Been dancing for 2 decades.
Man. Did you always know once you started, you always knew you were going to be a dancer?
Yeah, I cannot. Some people are like, oh, I remember there was this moment when I was in high school and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And I have always kind of known that this is what I was going to do. I tried playing the violin and I tried playing the flute, and I suck at instruments. It was so bad. I probably embarrassed everyone who had to witness it. And so I was like, okay, definitely not instruments. And so then I was like, okay, well, I can also try soccer. I tried playing soccer, and that I would skip and dance down the field. And my mom was like, this isn't, it's not soccer.
All right.
And so, yeah, it's always been dance. I think that's just kind of always been my path. And my brother was the kind of guy who tried everything. He did fencing and boxing.
Oh, wow.
He did the most obscure sports you could think of, and I was always like, no, I'm just gonna go to dance. Yeah.
Well, I always really admire dancers because it takes such discipline, and it's something that's I feel is really hard to get really good at.
Yeah.
And being a performing artist in general is tough, but I feel you dancers drew the shortest straw. I feel you have the toughest hill to climb.
Yeah.
And you kind of thinking about your foot, you're an athlete, right? You know, dancers are athletes, and you got to take care of your body, and it's it can keep you from doing what you want. I can hurt my knee as an actor, and I'm fine. I'll still go act, you know? And it's you can, blow out your knee, and that could be it.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing to think about. And man, I have so much respect for dancers because I could never, even if I was dancing for 20 years, would never it's so disciplined. So what kind of dance have you done?
Mainly ballet and contemporary and jazz, but I've done modern Horton and Graham. I've done point work. I've done theater, musical theater-y dancing. I did tap for a little while, and by a little while I mean most of my life, but I just don't totally love it, but I respect it. It's not my thing. Hip hop, which again, I respect it, but not my thing. Lyrical dancing, which has kind of become obscure since contemporary.
Okay. So I have I talk to students a lot.
Yeah.
And have to talk about different types of dance that they can choose, and I have no idea the difference, Yeah. And it's you can do ballet, modern, jazz, okay, it makes sense. And then you have contemporary and lyrical. I'm wait, modern and contemporary mean the same thing, but they're different dance techniques.
Yep.
And then lyrical is a mix of stuff.
Yes.
So it's super
and you're
confusing.
Dancing to the lyrics of the song. It's very overly dramatic and kind of ridiculous when you put it up against other things.
Yeah, there's so many different denominations of what you can do for dance. It's crazy. So what do you spend most of your time now?
Now I do a lot of contemporary, and my degree from AMDA is in dance theater, and I kind of would always laugh at the idea of dance theater because I was okay, what does that even mean?
Right.
And now I'm doing a show that is full story driven. I'm playing a writer from the 30s and 40s where she goes through her entire life from beginning to end, and I was I know what dance theater is now.
Yeah,
I was never did I think I would be doing it when I got my degree in it. So it's definitely spending most of my time doing contemporary and this dance theater.
So when did you you said you've always known that you were going to pursue dance. What was it, growing up when you're in high school and then you're getting ready to kind of go out in the real world? What kind of options did you have? What were you thinking about doing?
Yeah, I was homeschooled for a couple of years during high school just so I could dance more often, I was incredibly fortunate to have parents that were like, yeah, stay home, do school online, go dance. So when the time came to like apply to schools, I applied to so many schools in New York and on the East Coast. And I was like, I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to like just be a company dancer. And my mom was on the phone with one of the secretaries of my like online schooling. And she was like, is your daughter going to try out for AMDA? And my mom was like, what is that? And I was like, sure. And we like looked up, the auditions were like by my aunt's house in Michigan the next weekend. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try out for AMDA. I had no idea what it was. I was like, I think they do like theater and dance and acting. And I was like, that's cool. I'd be down for that. And I got there and I got to this audition and just like instantly connected with the teacher who was running the audition and just kind of the energy that they all bring into the room. And it was really interesting because after that I was like, okay, well maybe I need to be in Los Angeles because everybody in Chicago goes to New York. They're like, oh, I'm going to dance in Chicago for my whole life, and then they go to New York and that's their correct path. But there was something that was like off for me. I was like, oh no, I think I need to go in the completely opposite direction, not know anybody, and just like go for it. And I was really happy that I did because I ended up going to AMDA New York for a semester and like hated New York living, just like the cold and growing up in Chicago, it's like, yeah, it's cold, but like New York is like bitter cold. Yeah. And it was just not a good...
I think we were there at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like their worst winter in 50 years.
And I would like run to school because I was like, I can't be outside for more than 5 minutes without wanting to keel over and die.
Yeah, it was brutal.
And so I was like, I don't want to live like this. This doesn't sound like fun to me. And I was like, I'm going to go back to the Los Angeles 72 and sunny. And, you know, I didn't think that being in Chicago, you're surrounded by a lot of concert dance. And so I didn't think that I was going to come out here and really discover anything else that I wanted to do. I just thought I would be like here for school and then just kind of head out and go wherever I was going to go to be in a company. And while I was here, I totally fell in love with film, like just head over heels in love with film and dance on film specifically. And so I think that is a big thing that kept me here in Los Angeles post-grad, because I didn't, even up until like 7th or 8th semester, which is like senior year, I was like, no, I'm like going, like, peace out. I like it here, but I'm going to go do other things. And then I was like, everything that I want to do is right here. So I was like, you know, I'm going to stay, feel it out.
Yeah, so can you like walk me through what's, you know, like the difference in like, if you were in Chicago or if you were in New York or in LA, like what kind of styles of dance is like out there? Like what kind of jobs can you get here as opposed to Chicago or New York? I don't really know the dance scene.
Totally. The New York scene is very Broadway and dance company oriented, which like Ailey is there and just New York City Ballet and all of these like huge companies that are just known around the world. So there's a lot of that bubble over in New York. Chicago is kind of the same with the Broadway and the company work. And then the big difference between those two in Los Angeles is the commercial work. And the companies here in Los Angeles are growing so rapidly. Like I'm part of LA Contemporary Dance Company, and just the things that we're getting to do and getting to be a part of, just experience as a young company, is really exciting, because a lot of people think of Los Angeles as just the commercial world, and there are a lot of companies here like Body Traffic and 8-9 and LA Dance Project and LA Contemporary that are really breaking those barriers of like commercial work and showing everybody that LA is the place to be for any dance in general. So that's really exciting. Yeah, to be here during that time, kind of like watch it all happen.
You're in the boom period. Yeah, you caught it at the right time.
Yeah.
So let's go back to college a little bit. So were very busy in college. I saw you everywhere, different shows. Different
Always just like running around.
yeah,
like
you're
a
doing
maniac.
all kinds of shows, and you were creating your own shows. You had a really popular show that you created.
I did.
Talk about that a little bit.
I think you're talking about Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Yeah.
That was the one that was outside. I did that with Alicia, my roommate, 7th semester, and that was like a half a year to a year in the making before we even decided to pitch it to the Student Vision Board. And I was just like sitting in somebody's house, and I was looking at their bookshelf because I'm a total bookworm. Like I want to read everything all the time. And I was like, oh my God, Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein is sitting on their bookshelf. And I was like, I can make a whole show out of that. And just kind of like said it in passing and like moved on. And then a couple of weeks later, I was like, no, really, I could make a whole show out of that. Like, let's do it. And so we spent that whole summer like just devising this like path of where we would put the audience, because I knew something that's that creative and that out there as Shel is, like has to be done not in a traditional theater sense.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, well, we have the whole piazza that's like, you know, got that concrete block that kind of be like offbeat stage, and we put the audience there and like make them walk places, because, you know, you don't really have to get up and walk very often in theater. And then I was like, okay, and then once they get into the theater, are they going to sit in the seats? I was like, no, they're not going to sit in the seats. They're going to sit on the stage, and we're going to sit in the seats. So I had all my dancers dancing all over the audience seating, which is very backwards. I think my goal there was to kind of get the audience feeling like they were the ones who were being watched instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
But creating that show was so fun because I asked for an acting mentor and a dance mentor. So I brought in Bon Tempo and had him talk to my dancers about like all of these acting beats that needed to happen. We were saying the poetry of Shel Silverstein throughout the show, and just kind of diving into this combination of dancing and acting, and not feeling like they're two separate worlds, because they're not. I mean, dancers can act. We just don't often get the chance to like speak out loud. So my dancers were like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "No, it's gonna be fun. Don't worry about it." It's like, I trust you all very much. And so it was crazy because the week of screening for that, it was raining the whole week.
Oh,
and they were like, what are you going to do if it's raining? And I was like, I don't know, cancel the show, because I didn't think of a backup plan for that. And so we were like teching the whole thing as if it was raining, just to like have a backup plan. And the night of screening, I was like outside on the cement block with paper towels, just trying to like wipe up the extra water that was everywhere. Which was an adventure, you know. And to do an outside show in January probably wasn't the most intelligent decision I've ever made, but it was the time. You
got tricked by LA.
Yes, I did.
You trusted that LA would have your back.
Yep. And it was like, just kidding, rain.
So is that something that you've always been interested in, like being able to create your own stuff as well?
Yeah, for sure. I started choreographing when I was really young, just like in my living room. Like, I'm just going to choreograph for myself. And then I competed in dance competitions until I was like 12 or 13, I think. And I choreographed one of my solos for the dance competition. Was like, I love doing this. I love being able to just like, you know, put the steps that are happening in my head onto someone, whether it be myself or someone else. And so I kept choreographing kind of through high school, and when I got here, and I think that's another thing that drew me to AMDA was all the like opportunities to do your own things. It's not like, these are the shows that we do and this is all you do all semester. And it was like, you have an idea to create something, come in and do it, whether it's 3 minutes or 45, like we're gonna help you achieve that. And so I came in and choreographed for dance concert my first and second semester, which was a huge learning process because, you know, I'm just like choreographing on myself throughout high school and then kind of dabbling and choreographing on others. And I get here and they're like, okay, so like storyline and like cohesive everything. And it was a lot of like crash course learning for those 2 semesters, which was amazing. And then I did another show called Feeling the Empty, where I had Alicia, an actor, just sitting on a gurney reciting this Sam Shepard poetry about dying, and kind of created a whole dance show around that. And I think that's where I kind of started liking the idea of combining acting and dancing, and like wanting to combine it more so than just like having them both happening on the stage kind of as their own separate entities, but starting to make my dancers act.
Right.
Which was super cool. And then we get those like choreography classes here at AMDA, which also like opens your eyes to how to choreograph for film and how to do all of that. So then 8th semester I was like, I'm gonna choreograph a film, and kind of just like went for it, and was like, I'm gonna wear every hat. I'm gonna direct it, I'm gonna choreograph it, I didn't originally plan on dancing in it, but I danced in it, and I'm gonna edit it, and just kind of wanted to learn everything I could from every angle that I could about film and dance.
Yeah, and there's got to be so much more that goes into choreographing on film too.
Yeah, it's the fact that you can like come in and just do like a hand motion that is so tiny and have the camera just on that, and like that read, because those things don't read in a Broadway theater where you just move like one hand. People are gonna be like, are they just standing there? Or so it's incredibly intimate and close up and personal.
Yeah. There's a lot more I won't say storytelling, because you tell story on stage, but you get like intimate
subtle,
moments. A lot of subtle things. Great. Cool. Well, I'm gonna talk about after college, but first, I follow you on Instagram and everything, and I get super jealous because you're always at Disneyland.
Oh my God, yeah.
So we got to talk about your Disney obsession.
Oh yes, definitely.
So you were there yesterday.
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, you're there every day.
Yes.
So
I almost went today because it was raining, and like that's the perfect time to be at Disneyland because no one's there, because they think it's just going to keep raining forever, when in reality it's only going to rain for 20 minutes and then no one will be at the park. We didn't go. But my Disney obsession started first semester. When Alicia took me to Disneyland for the first time, and we spent 3 days there, and we got there when the park opened, and we would not leave until after it closed. And it was the most exhausting 3 days I think I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
But we got on every ride. I tried like a gajillion different foods and like saw all of my favorite characters, which like growing up watching all the movies, you're like,
You're right.
like I love this. And so, and then she was working there for a little while, and she would every once in a while sign me in, and I would just like roam around the park by myself and be like, I'm at Disneyland. And after that, we ended up getting passes our junior year, and we're there pretty much every moment that we had free from AMDA, and it's just a good time. I like pin trade, which is like I guess a big thing that I didn't know about because I had never been to Disney, and so now I have like this book that I probably could like, I don't know, pay for like a full week's vacation, like with just all the value of these pins in this book. But it's a good time. You like, wear the pins on the lanyard, and you like, trade them with cast members, and you find like super cool things from other Disneylands, and so it's a good time.
Yeah, just like it doesn't get old to you.
No,
how many times a year do you think you go?
Okay. Well, we have had this year. We got it like at the end of the year last year, and so far we've been, I think, 68 or 69 times. And like, it's nice having a pass because you can just go like in the afternoon, and you don't have to feel like you have to be there from the moment the moment it opens to the moment it closes, because you're like, you're wasting that day of a ticket, and like, so you can just like go and like we like eat dinner and watch the fireworks and trade pins and kind of like mosey around and
you can just hang out there.
Rushed.
So go to the mall, you can just go to Disneyland.
Right, we just like watch the like crazy people who are like running around trying to get everything done, and we're like, it sucks.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out here and enjoy our meal instead of eating it while we're walking.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the last 2 or 3 times I've been at Disneyland, I go for like one day because it's like someone who worked there signed me in. So I'm like, all right, this is the only day I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to do everything.
Gotta get it
you
all
can.
in.
You know, it's like, all right, well, it's gonna get busy here, so let's go hit Space Mountain before it gets busy.
Yep.
And like, you got to plan it all out. So
You have to be
I guess,
strategic.
I guess
for sure.
it must be pretty nice to be able to just like relax and not have to stress about it. But I just had to bring it up because you're just always there, and I'm like, man, I want to go to Disneyland. All right, so you graduated.
I did.
And, you know, that can be a scary thing because you're like, what now?
Yeah.
So what were you thinking during graduation? Did you have stuff lined up already, or were you diving into the deep end?
Totally terrified out of my mind, just like jumping off of this cliff called graduation, because I had nowhere to live for like months. I was like, okay, it's the beginning of June and I still haven't found an apartment. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a counselor at AMDA. And so I like applied for that job, which gave me 2 more months of living here, which great. But like, you're a counselor at AMDA, which I loved doing. But really right after graduation, I was like, I'm still here. And everyone was like, I'm not at AMDA. And I'm like, I'm still at AMDA.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I was like frantically searching for an apartment while also like trying to audition for other things. I got an agent from the AMDA Senior Showcase, which was super awesome. I love them. They're the greatest. And so I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And I mean, you learn in AMDA how to interact with your agent, like what they're going to do for you and what you should do for them. And so kind of putting that into play was really interesting just because I never really planned on being here. So I was like, I didn't plan on getting an agent. And then I was like, you know, I'm going to stay here. And then I was like, okay, got an agent. Now I'm going to like, I don't know, audition for things. I guess that's how that works.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned for LA Contemporary like in the middle of July, and went to this summer intensive right after I was done with counseling called Access Connect, which was super cool. But it was the same week as the end of counseling, which meant I had to have a house. So I was like frantically searching for somewhere to live that last week, and we found somewhere, and I was like, great. So I like moved all my stuff in, and I literally just moved in and like threw my stuff in the living room, and then like went to this summer intensive to like go dance. And it was cool that summer intensive because you're post grad and you're like, okay, what classes do I take, and how am I still constantly making connections? And like everybody there was just so like in it, and like in it to be there for everybody else. So it was like all of these, I'm sure, lifelong friends, because you see these people at auditions now and you're like, oh my God, Access Connect, like this is the greatest. And so while we were doing all of that craziness, I got the call from LA Contemporary that I was offered a guest artist position, and was crazy excited about that.
So what's that? What's a guest artist?
Basically, it's kind of like a trial and error period where you just like, you do this show with the company and then discuss later further being with the company as a full-time member.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of my like couple months right after graduation, which felt like, now looking back on it, like this huge whirlwind of chaos. And I mean, I think it is for everybody, and it's a good thing. Yeah,
it can be tough. I know I was the same thing. I signed with my agent right from the showcase.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I got it made, and nothing happened.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, nothing happened for a while. I was like, oh, I actually need to still do stuff to make this happen. So, so I know that can be tough. Cool. So then you were guest artist.
Yeah.
And then now you're a full member?
Yeah. So I did their fall show, and we went through the whole fall show, and then at the end of December, they offered me a full company member position, and obviously I accepted because it's just like dream job right there is dancing with a company like LA Contemporary, where you just like walk in and you feel welcomed and at home. It was really nice, and I was very lucky to just kind of more or less fall into that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? What kind of shows do you got? Is this the company you're traveling with and doing all kinds of stuff?
Yeah, we just went to San Fran last week, and in May we went to Argentina, which was so cool. We went to Argentina, and we're doing it's contemporary dance and it's concert work, and we got to go to Argentina and teach all of these classes all over the city, and just like these master classes, and interact with all of these people who just didn't speak a lick of English. And so you have the translator, and you're like trying to like tell them what to do, but then it's like way easier to show them. And it's so funny because like they always say dance is a universal language, and like that just like proved itself while we were there. I was like, it's so moving, and like you just remember why you're doing it, because the passion that everybody has for it just kind of reignites the fire.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. And so yeah, Argentina and San Fran these past couple of months with LACDC, and we do concert contemporary work, which varies kind of. Every piece we do is very different, and we have LA-based choreographers come in and set pieces, and our director sets pieces, and they're doing this really amazing piece to all this classical music right now called Stimulates, and it's hilarious because just the way that they are using the music, and they are kind of playing with each other. My director is like, I think classical music is very, lighthearted and fun and intended to be funny, and so she played with that so well. Just watching the piece, we're all cracking up every time, and it's nice to be in a space where we can do a piece like that and then go and do a piece. Our other piece that we're doing right now is by Nathan McElandra, and he created this whole piece off of a painting that he saw in Italy, and it was like all of these beautiful colors just, and they're on a raft, and you can tell that people are dying and people are falling off the raft. And so going and doing something a little more serious and going and doing something that's super lighthearted and fun is a really nice change of pace within a couple hours of rehearsal.
Right, yeah. So it's like you'll spend time like at the same rehearsal, like you'll spend time in this and spend time in that.
Yeah, so
do you find it tough to kind of transition, like get in the mindset to do one or the other, or does it kind of just happen?
No, I feel like it happens pretty organically. It's kind of like doing a couple of different scenes kind of feels the same way, where you're kind of like, okay, this is what I'm doing right in this moment, and just being super present in that moment, and then not worrying about like, oh, and then I have to do this piece next. Like just being there and feeling and experiencing what's around you and what you're doing really puts you like right in there and makes you able to transition pretty quickly.
Right. So what does the future hold for you? Like, what does this take up most of your time? Like, do you have kind of freedom to do other projects, or is it kind of like all about this?
I'm doing this LACDC show right now, and I'm also doing that piece that I was talking about earlier with the writer from the 30s and 40s, which we just went to France and then came back with that show. And so I've got those two that I'm kind of juggling, and then just because I like to put a lot on my plate, I'm also filming a mixed media web series, and we actually filmed for that tomorrow. So I spent my day off, which was today, just like running around the store trying to find all of the things that I needed to find, and like then I'm at home like gluing little, what are those called, gears. I'm gluing gears onto like suspenders, and like it's a glamorous life. And so I do that mostly in my off time. And then next week I'm filming a music video that I'm choreographing with hopefully around like 30 or so dancers. So it definitely gives me time to create my own work, which is exciting and definitely something that I wanted. But it's a lot. It's a lot.
What's the web series?
It's called Tales of the Universe, and actually one of the inspirations for it was a student at AMDA named Kurt Pena, and he created these kind of like graphic clip art little squares that he would post on Instagram. And Alicia one day was like, you have to look at these graphic art things because they're so cool, and this like story is progressing like so much. And so we would like watch all of these and like wait for the next one to come out, and I was like, this could be so much more. Like, and so with his permission, we started making a web series. Dance, acting, music, and poetry kind of are the general components of it. And it's called Tales of the Universe, and it personifies life, death, the universe, and time, and kind of their family dynamic, which is really interesting to explore.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're filming season 2, and season 1 hopefully will be out soon. We actually are just waiting on one more episode from the visual effects artist. So, but I have the other 4, and I'm like, I keep watching them, and I'm like, oh my god, like.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea when you're starting something from the beginning, just kind of like backlog your content. So it's like, so you got to keep people interested.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's like, but it's tough to like. I forget who it was. It was a music producer that I was working with, and he was like, it was like the first day we worked on something, we finished one song or whatever, and he's like, all right, you're going to really want to share this because you're excited about it. You just finished it. Don't wait until you got your whole project lined up.
Yep.
and then release it. So yeah, that can be really tough.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what do you see down the road? Like 5 years, 10 years, like what are your goals? What do you hope to accomplish? Where do you hope to be?
Yeah. 5-10 years.
I know it's a tough question because it's like,
you never know where you're going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. But my goal definitely is to still be dancing. I'd love to still be doing company work and commercial work, and just kind of letting that take me where it's going to take me. But I also want to keep choreographing for sure, and kind of moving into doing, TV choreography or concert work, long evening length pieces, that kind of thing. 5 or 10 years.
I know it's a long time.
It is a long time.
I don't remember 5 or 10 years ago.
Right. It's like, you think about it, it's like, 5-10 years ago, I was 13 years old and just like, trying to make my way through middle school. And now, like, 10 years from now, I'll be in my 30s and would love to be choreographing a little more consistently. And, be nice to be like, at that point, being invited to choreograph places and like that kind of thing.
Right. Do you have any like major influences of like people who was like, oh, that's a career path I'd like to take, like career trajectory?
I don't know. Everybody's path is very different, and I definitely see things in everybody's careers that I'm like, oh, I can see myself doing that. But I don't think anybody's path is the same as anyone else's, and I don't think that mine will be the same as anyone's. And I see somebody doing something and I'm like, oh, well, that could lead to this or this, and then you kind of watch it play out and it like leads to something you didn't even think of. So I think I'm very open to where the universe is going to take me.
Right. So you had to break your leg to get started anyways.
Yeah.
That's really about that. Okay, cool. The last question that I always ask all my guests, if there's anybody out there who's listening who might have a passion for dance, or whether it's a passion for drawing, or they want to be a veterinarian, whatever it might be, they have this dream that they want to go for, but they just don't think it's for them. They're like, oh, I can't do this. What would your message be to that dreamer?
I think my message would be, this is kind of a spin off of an Albert Einstein quote that I say pretty often, and it's be passionately curious. I just believe that anybody can be talented and anybody can be good at what they do, but if you don't have the fire and the intention and the passion behind it, then there's no point in doing it. You could, sit at the office job and hate it, or you could sit at the office job and be totally invested in what you're doing and really, maybe you love accounting. Maybe that's what it is. And I don't love accounting, and that's another thing is like, be passionately curious and not let anybody dim your fire, because somebody's gonna be like, oh, accounting sucks, like, don't do accounting. Like, okay, it sucks for them, but let it take you on your own path and really love what you're doing.
Right on. All right, so just chance to plug anything. If you got shows coming up, where can we go see it?
Yeah, so this weekend, Los Angeles Contemporary is doing a show at the LA Theater Center, and it's called Port, and Fact SF from San Francisco is coming in, and we're sharing the evening. That's why we were just in San Francisco, to kind of share an evening with them, and now we're inviting them here to have the evening here, and it's going to be an amazing show. I think, I want to say it starts at 8 o'clock, but don't quote me on it.
Or something?
Yeah, definitely. If you check out the LA Contemporary Dance Instagram or Facebook, then it will lead you to ticket links. And there's also an LA Contemporary Dance Company website, so everything will get you to a ticket link.
Cool. And then how can we follow you on social, see what you're up to, all your trips to Disney and, and your globetrotting?
My Instagram is KATE Coleman.3. And I have a little panda next to my name. It's not like part of my name, but you'll know it's me because there's a little panda. And yeah, I have a website which is Coleman.dance, and that's just, there's no .com or anything, just .dance.
Cool. All that stuff's in the description as well.
Yes.
So you can check all that. Well, it's been so awesome talking to you. Thank you for coming and talking to us and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Man, you broke your leg, and that's how you started dancing. That's so interesting. So hey, you never know what the world's got in store for you. But thanks for coming. Make sure you guys check her out, follow her on Instagram, and go see her shows and everything. And thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, before we get to my awesome conversation with moms, you know what else is awesome? Video games. Now, I love video games, but sometimes they get me a little angry, a little blood red mad, gonna be honest. And you can witness this all on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/iamTonyReavis. Watch me tackle tough games like Mega Man, Crash Bandicoot, and so much more, all while trying to keep my blood pressure from going through the roof. I scream, you laugh, it's a good time. So check out my channel and subscribe today.
Whoa.
What's up?
Yeah, hi. There you are.
What's going on? Your services have been called on again.
Uh-oh.
People
Okay.
People
well,
need
I'm in a bad mood, so good luck, people.
Yeah, people need some answers. We'll see if they get them.
Okay.
I have a friend who asked a question last week and he didn't get his question answered in time. So I'm going to bring it back. He's been wanting to know. My buddy Justin, he wants to know how to get out of the friend zone or tell a girl how much you love her. What do you got?
Okay.
And buyer beware.
No, that's just a tough one because you're probably in the friend zone because she wants you to be in the friend zone.
Yeah.
And the only way to know is to go for it. And tell her, I kind of got feelings for you, but if you don't have them back, we can remain friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one because usually friend zone, there's a chemistry.
Oh yeah. I am the mayor.
You don't?
I am the mayor of the friend zone. I've lived in the friend zone my whole life. So
well, maybe you should tell me how you would deal with that.
Well, here's the problem. I've been in the friend zone so many times in my life, have never successfully gotten out of the friend zone. It's always ended.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. Not with anyone who I've been in the friend zone with. It's always.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know why? Because she wants to be a friend and nothing.
I know, and it's like.
And that's, oh man, that's tough because life just sucks like that sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Where that might be all you're going to get.
Right, and here's what I'll say, though. If you're in the friend zone and that's all it's ever going to be, you don't want to be with that person anyways.
No, because they're not going to be enough.
Right, so don't waste, your emotional capability on that.
You do need to take a shot.
Right, you got to shoot your shot, man. You got to shoot that 3 ball.
Unless there's no vibe there, and you're just really being a turd. You're just really not getting it. Like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
There's got to be a feeling there where you're like, I'm kind of thinking maybe, but maybe
Right.
you're not sure. But if she's just a friend and she's been treating you like a friend,
Yeah, you got to
there has to be something there that you're getting a vibe that, well, maybe it could be more.
Right.
Then you got to ask. Other than that, she don't want you, pal.
All right. So that's so that's the consensus advice we both have. You got to shoot your shot. If you think there's something there, and if it doesn't go in, you got to bail. You got to just.
See, this is how it needs to always work. Is the person that you are interested in is more interested in you than you are them.
Right. Well,
then you win.
that's usually not how it works. But all right, hope that works out for you, Justin.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
rooting for
pal.
you.
I'm not good at that.
We're rooting for you, though.
Yeah.
I do have to mention from last week's advice. You should have a pretty heavy conscience because now Jess is addicted to medication.
Oh no!
You told him to take medication because he can't focus, and now he just sits in a corner in his room because
he's falling apart.
Yeah, no,
like we hurt his self-esteem really bad.
Yeah, and all he does is take medication and sit there now. And he's just addicted. So hope you're happy.
Get over it, pal. Come on.
All right, this is a good one, and she asks, was it difficult raising me?
No, because you were the third one.
Yeah.
And from a very young age, probably before, but I'll start with 9 months old, you would sit there and just suck everything in, the information in around you. I could, no. And so as you grew, you were kind of introspective in the sense that you would see what was happening with the other two, and you'd go, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. Or, oh, that worked, so maybe I can, I can get where you actually weren't ever a problem that I can think of. Can you remember being a problem?
No, I was very chill. A very chill kid, yeah. Yeah,
no, you were pretty easy to raise, really.
Yeah, I was a troublemaker.
You're kind of hard now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this one, I'm gonna keep the family stuff going. Then I have some other stuff, but this is from another one of your sons. He wants to know what really grinds your gears about us.
Oh my God!
What really grinds your gears about us boys?
Well,
choose your words wisely.
Yeah, I'm trying to here.
No.
Let's see. Well, I don't like it when you don't agree that I'm 100% right 100% of the time. And that you don't read my mind when perhaps I would like you to do something that would help me, whether it's, hang Christmas lights or mow a lawn or, clean a toilet, something like that.
Okay.
And then, I don't ask you. I just want you to know that you should do that.
We should know better.
And that grinds my gears.
Okay. Fair enough. There's the answer. Okay. This one, someone wants to know what parts of you, physical traits or personality traits, do you see in me? What was passed down from you to me?
Okay, well, since you're a male and I'm a female,
easy.
You don't look like me and I don't look like you.
Yeah,
okay.
But there's personality traits.
Personality traits,
for sure.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Where I think that you're an intelligent guy, and I think I'm pretty intelligent.
Yes.
And fact that you're a know-it-all and I'm a know-it-all.
Yeah, we are.
And
we're know-it-alls.
The battle of the know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Can be know-it-alls.
I know, and that's usually if we don't really bump heads a lot of the time anymore. But when we do, it's usually because we're both know-it-alls, and it comes down to like something like that where we think we know something.
Because I want to debate. I want to win the debate.
Yeah. I would
when
say
I use facts, I don't hit below the belt.
Right,
I don't do that kind of stuff.
Right, we play
But
fair. We play fair.
The other thing is you're probably more outgoing than me, but a lot of people seem to think I'm an outgoing person. But
And
you're very...
I'm the same way though. I'm a very introverted extrovert where it's like
right. That's exactly right.
I'm very introverted where it's like I don't go out much. I don't hang out with a lot of people. But if I am out, I am doing something, I'm extroverted. I'll do it.
Right.
But I'm a homebody too. So I would say
it's like I've got a really good close girlfriend, and I don't have many, but I have this one, and she's a very much introvert.
Yeah.
And so, but we call it she's not people-y. So I, at times, am not people-y either. I I don't like succubuses that suck my energy for me, with their drama.
Very, very true.
But I love to have fun.
Right.
And I think you're that way.
I'm very much that way.
Yeah.
I also think I get my sense of humor from you for sure.
You think?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And also, the fact that you were, before, whoa, what was that? Before, you were an entertainer.
Kind of.
You were an actress, and you did that whole thing, and I started late and get it, and that's, I always wonder. I was like, man, why do I have this passion? And it's like, oh, I got it from you, I guess.
Well, I love that because I remember when you were going to the junior college and you had taken a class and you said to me, oh, man, that was really a fun class. That was fun. And you had already had enough credits to move on.
Almost, yeah.
You still had to go another year, but you...
Yeah, I had one more quarter where I just had to take like a math class and like a science.
Yeah, and so I said, well, if you love it so much, take it again. Because it's that kind of a class where you can do that. And you went, oh, okay, well, then we created a monster.
Yeah, you did.
Sometimes I'm going, damn you.
Yeah.
Why did you suggest that? No, I'm kidding. I'm rooting for you all the time.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get... oh, wait, here's another... This is the last kind of family one.
Yeah.
This is from one of your sisters, actually.
Uh-oh.
But no, it's fine. She just wants to know, what's the funniest memory you have with your three boys and Bradley?
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Funniest memory.
I don't think we ever... Uh-oh. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, because I think my computer's shutting down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. Funniest thing. I don't know. I can't think of anything. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. We just kind of, and that's the thing, is like, for us, like, I have a lot of, like, memories like that, too, but, like, we don't really, like, stockpile those memories. That's not the type of, like, I don't know, we're just not that kind of fan. Like, we don't have, like, bunch of books full of pictures and all kinds of stuff. We kind of just live and do it,
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to think of what happened to us that I would have found hysterical at the time that we did that, and I'm sorry, but I'm coming up blank here, but I would like to think about that and maybe come back to that on another day.
Right. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Now let's get, this is the last question that I'll ask you. This is some, like, we need some honest answers here. My good friend Marcos wants to know, which I think most men want to know this.
Uh-oh.
Why do women never know what they want to eat? You always got to ask, what do you want to eat? Like, I don't know, what do you want? And then you got to suggest something, and they're like, no, I don't want that. Well, then tell me what you want.
You mean like if I say to you, what do you want for dinner?
Well, I think it's different. Like, if I'm going on a date or something, not even a date, but if I'm dating someone and then we're going to go get dinner or something, and it's like, hey, what do you want? You want to go get pizza? They're like, no, I don't want pizza. They're like, what do you want? Like, I don't know, you choose. But then everything I say, they're like, no, I don't want that.
That's weird. But I would think my answer would have been that if I'm dating you and you're taking me out to dinner and we would know from the restaurant we're going to, like, are we going to a seafood place? Are we going Italian? Are we going Chinese. How difficult is it to decide what you want when you look at the frickin' menu?
Right. I don't think that's what he's asking. I think it's like it's like trying to decide somewhere to go. I've had this experience with certain people where they're just like they don't want to decide.
Okay, then you're in the friend zone with that person.
No, it's happened to me with significant others where they're just like, I have to make all decisions. And it's not, it also expands more than food. It's like, we're going to watch a movie and I have to pick the movie. Or we're going to blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so they want to be catered to.
Yeah, I guess that's the answer.
And they want you to be the leader.
Yeah.
When it comes to this sort of thing.
Right.
Want you to, like, a lot of women would, like, say you surprised her by taking her somewhere. She would love that without you asking her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I think women, we get tired of making all the decisions ourselves, and we wouldn't mind it if you thought something up.
Okay.
Something, you know, and put thought to it. Don't just make it stupid like, oh, we want to go to McDonald's. I mean, you know, kind of thing. Right. I mean, like, sorry, I had to snip there.
That's okay.
To where there are times when we want you to take charge, but not like boss us around, take charge.
Right, gotcha.
Take charge.
Take the initiative.
Feel like you care and are thinking about us.
Right, got it.
Okay.
All right, you hear that, fellas?
Did that help?
You take the initiative, and I guess the question remains unanswered. We don't know why. I guess I mean it's because...
No, I don't know. Well, I think that they don't know what they want.
And they want us to take charge, fellas.
Right. So and they may, and don't ask her, take her.
There you go. That's good advice right there.
Force feeder. Yeah, Brad, your dad. Force feeder. Yeah, like that would have worked with me. I don't think so.
All right, Peanut Gallery. Dad makes his return.
Yes, he did. The Peanut Gallery and force feeder.
Force feeder, no.
Your dad didn't take me on dates, so we didn't even have that problem.
What do you mean?
He didn't take me on date. He didn't take me to dinner when we dated. Our dates were softball tournaments.
Yeah, well, you know.
And we ended up at the sports bar passing the beer around and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, jeez. All right, well.
I told you I was in a bad mood.
Yeah. Well, we got some answers. This was a more family-oriented edition where we talked a lot about the family side.
I really wish I could think of some hilarious thing that happened to us.
I don't know.
But that one I really wish I could think of.
I mean, we have fun a lot, but I can't think of
we didn't. Maybe we didn't have any laughs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of one thing that I think is funny. I guess we'll just go back to it. I remember it was 2001. It was the World Series, and it was the last game. It was Yankees versus the Diamondbacks, and it looked like the Yankees were going to win at the end of the game. So we were all bummed out because we didn't root for the Yankees.
We hate the Yankees.
So, like, me and Timmy went to our room and started playing video games or something because we didn't want to watch the last inning. And the Diamondbacks came back and won or whatever. But, like, as it was happening, we came out into the living room, and you guys pulled the trick on us that we would pull on Grandma, and you kicked us out of the room because they were doing well. So we had to watch from the hallway.
Because they were coming back,
right?
And you're gonna ruin the mojo.
So I guess that's a really funny family tradition that we have.
I guess
for Grandma, when back in 1995, when the Seattle Mariners were in the playoffs. They were losing or whatever. They'd start doing well when my grandma was out of the room, and she'd come back in, and everyone yelled at her to get out of the room. That's funny.
That was awesome because we all came together wearing the same underwear we wore the day before.
Yeah. Sat
in the same chair. It was really awesome.
And then we also have we have a tradition of, like at Thanksgiving and stuff like that, you don't ask someone to bring you a plate.
Oh, no.
Don't ask someone to get you
and
some
you don't
food.
get up and leave your plate for any reason.
You ask someone to get you some pumpkin pie with whipped cream on it, you'll get pumpkin pie with sour cream on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Like me, I think I left my plate. I was a rookie. It was before it sunk in. Do not leave your plate. And somebody took a piece of fudge and rolled it into a meatball shape and put it in with my meatball, because we had like gravy and meatball part of it, and they put it in with mine, and I'll be darned if I didn't pick that one. And they just sat there like they couldn't wait for me to eat it.
Right.
It was pretty hysterical.
Yeah. So that's
And then the other one was when your Uncle Joe put, I think it was him.
Oh, yeah.
Put the, what is that stuff that numbs it on my beer, the top of my beer bottle circle there. And when I drank it, it made my lips go numb. And again, it really does make it so you can't talk.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that was good.
That's the kind of hijinks that our family pulls.
So really, it's kind of hard to think of what us as a small family unit, but when we get together with all of us, there's jokes and mayhem.
Yeah, it's a riot.
Which, yeah, okay.
All right. Well, we got some advice out of there. There was not too many advice questions this week. A lot of just personal reflection going on, which sometimes we need. Yeah, and I
really feel under pressure with the advice things because, I'd really like to help them, but...
it's all right. Take it or leave it. That's the way it goes.
That friend zone thing, that's another one that I think I might...
That's a tough question.
Think about a little more.
I don't think there's a definitive answer. I don't think there is a specific way to get out of the friend zone. I think that's
I'm curious.
That's why it's so treacherous.
He must have someone in mind.
Probably. And we're wishing you the best there, J-Tals.
Yeah.
My cousin Kayla did ask a question, but I didn't want to humor it.
You didn't want to what?
I didn't want to humor. I didn't want to, fuel this fire that it could start, because she asked, "Who's your favorite niece?" Of course she would ask that, and man, that could start.
The one that buys me the best present.
There you go. That's a good answer. So, cousins, get on it. If you want if you want that crown, you got to earn it. All right.
They're all jerks. No, I'm only kidding.
That's true.
No, I love them dearly. There's a million of them.
There
could be. I'd love that competition. Who could give Aunt Terry the best present?
All right. Competition's on. It's going to be fierce. But thank you again for the advice, and we got to reflect a little bit, and it's always good talking to you. We've got one quick shout out from Dad, not as much as last week, but he's still there, still relevant, and
his idiocy.
And I love you very much.
Well, I really, really, it was a little tougher to come on with you tonight because my brain's been just so full. But I'm glad that we talked because I always feel better after I talk to you.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it. And next week we'll hopefully have some more hard-hitting questions for you.
Okay, bring them on, baby.
All righty. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us here for episode 6 of Oh, You Didn't Know with Tony Reavis. That's me. Thank you for staying tuned. Another huge thank you for Kate Coleman for coming through on the podcast, telling her story. Make sure you guys go down the description. You can follow her on social media. You can head to her website to stay up to date with what she's got coming soon. Definitely check her out. She's amazing. Thanks again for coming on. Another shout out to my mom. You get great answers from my mom no matter what you ask her. So send me those questions to my Twitter, to my Instagram, at iamTonyReavis. Leave them in the comments of this video. I'll find them. Let's keep asking her stuff. You'll keep getting great answers. So thanks, Mom. I love you. Thanks for being on the podcast again. Next week, another great episode coming at you. Unfortunately, it will not be Dwayne. He's busy. He's filming. He's got kids. He's got stuff going on. So it won't be Dwayne. He will be on soon. Dwayne, I'm holding you to it. I got you written in stone. You will be on this podcast one day. You can't keep ducking me, bro. All right? You'll be on one day. It won't be Dwayne, but it will be an awesome interview. So make sure you guys check that out next week. Make sure you head to youtube.com/iamTonyReavis. Hit that subscribe button. Watch all my videos. I got gaming videos. I got other podcasts. Make sure you check all that out. But make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with everything else that we got going on. Also, soundcloud.com/OYDK podcast. It's where you can find this podcast. Also on iTunes. Search for it on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe so that you know when the new episode's coming out. Rate and review. Really helps us out, people. Really does. I really appreciate you listening. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back next week with episode 7. Lucky number 7. It's going to be a good one, so you're going to want to hear it. So make sure you're staying tuned. All right, we'll see you next week. And if you don't know, now you know. I am Tony Reavis. I'm out.